Hello everyone, welcome to MS with online classes. And finally we comes to the last session of our first chapter, that is number system. So today we will discuss about the last session, that is representation of decimal number on number line. Okay, so this is our last session or last content to be covered. Okay, so before that, as we have already discussed about how to represent a rational number like proper and improper on number line. We also know how to represent an irrational number on number line, and today in this class we will represent a decimal number on number line. So let's get started. We have a question first or an example. Suppose represent 1.9 on number line. Okay, so we have to represent 1.9 on the number line. See the decimal expression here. This is a type of terminating decimal expression because it terminates after first decimal place. So it is terminating. Since it is terminating, so it is a rational or irrational? It is a rational number. Okay, so we have to represent it. Before representing it, we have to follow some steps. So let's define the steps. What are the steps? Step 1. Since we are going to represent it on the number line, so our first step is to draw the number line. So draw it. This is our number line. 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. It is done. Then comes to step 2. Now, we'll consider the first decimal place. See here, 1.9 means what? It means the number is more than 1, less than 2. 1.2 means a number which is more than 1, less than 2. 1.3 means it is greater than 1 and less than 2. 1.7 tamane kono? It is greater than 1 and less than 2. Understood? Similarly, 1.9 means it is greater than 1, means 1 ko bada hobo, and less than 2, and 2 sano hobo, so that the number 1.9 will always lies in between 1 and 2. बुझिया कि नहीं? ताले एटा 1 रो 2 भितर exist करिवो. Then the step 2, we have to define, or we know that it lies in between 1 and 2. हमें जानी गलो एटा 1 रो 2 भितर exist करिवो. So our next step is to differentiate or divide the gap between 1 and 2 into 10 equal parts. Okay, we have to divide the gap between 1 and 2 into how many parts? 10 equal parts. So suppose this is 1, this is 2. We have to divide it into 10 equal parts. How? By putting 9 marks. Okay, then note a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have to put 9 marks on it. So it will give how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the gap between 1 and 2 is divided into 10 equal parts. Okay. Since it is 1, so it will be how much? 1.1. It will be 1.2. 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9 and then 2. Okay. Similar as we see in the scale. A scale always starts with 0. Yes or no? A scale always starts with, suppose this is a scale. It always starts with 0. Okay. Suppose after 0 we get 1. So in between 0 to 1 it is divided into how many parts? 10 parts. So we have to put 9 marks. Okay, so this will be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 and finally 1. Similarly, we have to divide it into 10 equal parts and name them. Okay, now we have to represent which number? 1.9. Okay, see where 1.9 is? See, this is the 1.9. So this is our representation of 1.9 on the number line. This is done. Okay, understood? Let us define or let us represent one more decimal number. Suppose we have represent 1 point or 2 point, okay, 2.7 on the number line. So we have to follow some steps. Step 1 is what? Drawing the number line. Okay, let's draw. This is our number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, then comes to step 2. See, 2.7 means it is greater than 2, okay, and less than 3. 2.9 means it is greater than 2 and less than 3. Similarly, 2.7 means it is greater than 2 and less than 3. So it lies in between 2 and 3. So it is clear. Hence, we have to divide the gap between 2 and 3 into 10 equal parts. So what we will do? We will divide the gap between 2 and 3 into how many parts? 10 equal parts. So let's divide by putting 9 marks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, name them. This is 2, so this is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, finally 2.9, and then 3. Since we are representing 2.7, where is 2.7? This is the point representing 2.7. Okay, so in this way we can easily represent any decimal number of one place or one decimal place on the number line. Now we will represent a decimal number which ends at 2 decimal place. Let's do it. Suppose we have a question, represent, okay, 1.9 or 29. Suppose represent 1.29 on number line. Okay, here it is also a terminating decimal, but it ends at 2 decimal place. First decimal place is 2, second decimal place is 9. So we have to represent it. So we have to follow some steps. So first step is draw the number line. This is the first step. 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. Okay, done. Then the second step, this is the step 1. Then we will follow step 2. In the second step, we have to consider the first decimal place. Okay, we have to consider the first decimal place. Here the first decimal place is 2. So the total number is 1.2. Understood? So 1.2 is a number which is greater than 1 and less than 2. Clear? So 1.2 is a number which is greater than 1 and less than 2. In this case, we will consider the first decimal place. So what we know? We got that it is a number which is greater than 1 and less than 2. So it lies in between 1 and 2. So our second step is to divide the gap between 1 and 2 into 10 equal halves. So divide. This is 1, this is 10. Okay, sorry, this is 2. Then we have to divide it into 10 equal halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 parts है. Now name them. This is 1, so this is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and then finally 2. So here we are going to represent which number? We are going to represent 1.2, the first decimal place. So where is 1.2? This is the 1.2. Okay. So up to this we did. Then what we will do? In the step 3. Okay. Step 3. Now we will consider in the step 3 the second decimal place. Here the second decimal place is 9. Okay. So the second decimal place is 9. So the total number will be 1.29. Okay. So 1.2 means what? 1.2 means 1.20. Okay. 1.3 means 1.30. Why? Because by putting 0 on the right side of any decimal number, it doesn't change its value. गोटे डेसिमाल राइट हैंड साइड रे गोटे नंबर को जदि हम जे कोनोसी भी 0 ऐड करिबा ताल तार कोनोसी वैल्यू रहबा लाइक 2 means 2.0, 7 means 7.0. okay, so we can write 1.2 means 1.20 and 1.3 means 1.30. now we have to define which number, the second decimal place, that means total number is 1.29. ताले 1.29 will lie in between which and which number? See, this is 1.20, this is 1.30. so after 1.20 we have, in between these two gap we have 1.21, 1.22, 1.23, 1.24, 1.25, 1.26 and likewise. So the number 1.29 will lie in between which and which number? 1.20 and 1.30. so we have to divide this gap in between 1.2 and 1.3 into 10 equal halves. okay, so let's divide. we have to divide which and which gap? 1.20 and 1.30. so we have to divide these two gaps into 10 equal halves. suppose this is 1.2, or we can write 1.20, and this is 1.3, or we can write 1.30. we have to divide it into 10 equal halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Since it is 1.20, so it will be 1.21, 1.22, 1.23, okay, 1.25, 1.26, 1.27, 1.28, okay, 1.29, then finally 1.30. now in step 3 we have to represent which number? 1.29. so let's find out where 1.29 is. see, this is 1.29. okay, so we can find out the place of 1.29 on the number line, and it always lies in between 1.2 and 1.3. okay, understood? Let us take one more example. we have to represent 3.932 on the number line. so we are going to represent 3.932. it is a decimal place, or it is a decimal number which ends up at 3 decimal. okay, so let's do that. Step 1. so step 1 is we have to draw the number line. so let's draw. this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2. so then comes to step 2. so before going to step 2, we have to first consider the first decimal place. okay, here the first decimal place is 9. okay, so the total number will be how much? 3.9. as we know, 3.9 is more than 3, and less than 4. okay, as like 3.2 is more than 3 and less than 4. similarly 3.9 is greater than 3 and less than 4. that means it lies in between 3 and 4. okay, so in the next step we have to divide this gap 3 and 4 into 10 equal halves. so we have to divide the gap between 3 and 4 into how many parts? 10 equal halves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. so after 3 we have 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8 and 3.9, then 4. So in the step 2 we are going to represent which number? We are going to represent 3.9. so where is 3.9? this is 3.9. so we can easily represent 3.9 on the number line by considering the first decimal place. so it is clear. as we know, 3.9 can be written as 3.90 also. so step 2 is completed. Then moves to step 3. So in the step 3 we are going to consider the second decimal place, or up to the second decimal place. Here the second decimal place is 3. So the total number is 3.93. Okay. See, after 3.9 we have 3. That means here 3.9 means 3.90. After 3.90 we have 3.91, 3.92, okay, 3.93, 3.94, 3.95, 3.96, 3.97, 3.98, 3.99 and 4.0 or 4. So as here we see that 3.93 is lies in between 3.9 and 4. Okay, so 3.93 is lies in between 3.9 and 4. So in the step 3 we are going to represent which number? 3.93. So we know that 3.93 is lies in between 3.9 and 4. So we have to divide the gap between 3.9 and 4 into how many parts? 10 equal halves. So let us divide. We have to divide the gap between 3.9 and 4 into 10 equal halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? 3.9 means 3.90. So after 3.90 we have 3.91. Okay? 3.92, 3.93. 3.94, 3.95, 3.96, 3.97, 3.98 and 3.99. So in the step 3 we are going to represent 3.93. So where is 3.93? This is the point which represents 3.93. Okay. So up to second decimal place we can easily represent it on the number line. So in the final step or step 4 we are going to represent the third decimal place. So let's do, this is step 3. Now comes to step 4. Okay, step 4. In equation 4 we will going to consider the third decimal place, that is 2 on the number line. So the total number will be 3.932. As we know 3.93 means 3.930. We can write 3.93 as 3.930 and 3.94 means 3.940. Okay, so after 3.930 we have 3.931, then 3.932, 3.933, 3.934 up to 3.939 and 3.940. So as we know we have to consider 3.932 on the number line. So 3.932 will lie in between 3.930 and 3.940. Okay, it is clear. 3.932 will lie in between 3.930 and 3.940, in between this place. So here in step 4 we have to divide this place into 10 equal halves. Okay, we are going to divide the gap between 3.930 or 3.93 and 3.940 into 10 equal halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So after 3.930 we can write 3.931, then 3.932, this is 3.933, 3.934, 3.935, okay, 3.936. 3.937, 3.938 and final 3.939, then 3.940. So in step 4 we will consider 3.932. Okay, so where is 3.932? See, here is 3.932. Okay, so 3.932 always lies in between 3.930 and 3.940. So in this way we can represent any decimal number on the number line. Okay. Next, one more example. Suppose represent 1.37 bar on the number line. Okay, it is And one more question added here. Up to how many places? Up to 3 places. Okay. So here we have a non-terminating decimal expression. It is non-terminating, but it is repeating. So it is rational, and we will calculate its value, or will represent its value on the number line up to how many decimal places? 3 decimal places. Okay. Suppose let's say x is 1.37 bar. So it means what? It means 1.377777 dot 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 dot. Since bar is over 7, so 7 number is repeated again and again. But in this question, we will represent up to third decimal place. So third decimal place is first decimal place, second decimal place, third decimal place. So third decimal place is 1.377. Okay. So we will going to represent this on the number line. Okay. So step 1 is, what is step 1? To draw the number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1. Step 2. Step 2 is, what we are going to represent? We are going to represent the first decimal place. What is the first decimal place? 3. So the total number is 1.3. So we are going to represent which number? 1.3 on the number line. As we know, 1.3 is greater than 1 and less than 2. So it lies in between 1 and 2. Okay. So we will divide the place or gap between 1 and 2 into how many parts? Into 10 equal parts. Okay. So this is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, okay, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 7, 1.8, 1.9. So we will going to represent 1.3. Where is 1.3? This is 1.3. Okay. So step 2 gone. Then comes to step 3. So here we will consider the up to second decimal place. That means up to 7. So the total number will be 1.37. So 7 comes after 1.3. Always remember, 7 comes after 1.3. So the total number is greater than 1.3. The total number is greater than 1.3. So greater than 1.3 means, as you know, 1.3 can be written as 1.30. 1.4 can be written as 1.40. So 1.37 will lie in between 1.30 and 1.40. Okay, why? Because after 1.30 we have 1.31, 1.32, 1.33, 1.34 up to 1.39 and 1.40. So 1.37 will lie in between 1.30 and 1.40. So we have to divide this gap into 10 equal halves. 1.30, 1.40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And total it is divided into 10 equal halves. So 1.30, 1.31, 1.32, 1.33, 1.34, 1.35, 1.36, 1.37, 1.38, 1.39. So in the step 3 we are going to represent which number? 1.37. Okay. Find 1.37. This is 1.37. Okay. So up to this, step 3 is complete. Now comes to the last step. That is step 4. In the step 4, we will consider the third decimal place. That is 7. That means it is total number is considered. Since the fourth decimal place 7 is lying after 1.37. Okay. So it lies after 1.37. After 1.37 means this is 1.37. Okay, it can be written as 1.370 and it is written as 1.380. So this number will lie after 1.37 or will lie after 1.370. Okay, and between 1.37 and 1.38 it lies. That it lies in between 1.37 and 1.38. So divide this gap into 10 equal halves. Okay, 1.380. This total number will lie in between these two number. So divide this gap into 10 equal halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is 1.370, 1.371, 1.372, okay, 1.374, 375, this is 1.376, 1.377, 1.378, 1.379. So we are going to represent 1.377. This is the term or this is the place where 1.377 lies. Okay. So by following steps we can determine any decimal number up to any decimal places on the number line. Okay. So this is end of the chapter 1. See you on the next chapter. Till then, thank you.